Hi, welcome to our channel of IGNOU audiobooks, Indira Gandhi National Open University. School of Education, SOE, Certificate Programs, Certificate in Guidance, CIG, English, NES-101 Understanding the Elementary School Child, Block-1 Guiding Children, Role of Teachers and Parents, Unit-1 Introduction to Guidance. 1.1 Introduction. Formal education essential has three functions: instruction, service and administration. Interdependence and interrelationships and law _g these are necessary for the education process to work effectively. Neither instruction, service, nor administration can achieve the goals of education by themselves. The instructional function is primarily a teaching function. The administration is a management function, while service is a helping function. Service function aims at providing various activities to help an individual child to develop ally in the school setting, especially A1 the elementary stage. All the above mentioned functions should work in an integrated way to achieve the goals of education, which are reflected in acquisition of new knowledge or modification of existing knowledge, development of new skills or modification of existing skills, and development of attitudes, feelings and values to enhance the healthy growth and development of the individual and contribution to the well-being of the society of which an ICLL once a part. Guidance serves as supporting function in the educational process by organizing activities to help each individual develop to their fullest potential. Hence, guidance is considered as an integral part of the total educational process in which the teacher, the parent and the guidance functionary have important roles to play. It is, therefore, desirable that teachers and parents should understand the meaning and importance of guidance so that their day-to-day behavior and activities or interactions with children will lead to their all-round development. 1.20 BJECTIVES. After going through this unit, you should be able to understand the meaning of the term guidance, understand the need for guidance at the elementary school stage, enumerate the different GUID-NCE services, understand the use of various testing and non-testing techniques of gathering information, and plan for organizing various guidance activities in schools. 1.3 Meaning of guidance. The purpose of education is to prepare the child not only for a good life, but also for an efficient life. Child requires help to develop physically, morally, socially, intellectually, spiritually and aesthetically so that he can live the life of a good person. Also, she requires help to develop vocationally and as a citizen, so that she grows into an efficient worker and a good citizen. In this context, guidance is considered as assistance provided to the child which helps in her development, physical, moral, educational, vocational and personal, etc. According to the nature of the assistance, guidance is also referred to as educational guidance, personal and social guidance, and vocational guidance. From this point of view, guidance is a continuous educative process which goes on from cradle to grave in every person who is in a position to extend assistance is considered a guidance functionary. Accordingly, for a child, the teacher, the parent, the counselor or any individual who provides help becomes a guidance functionary. Guidance can be provided in the home, at school, in the playground, and in any place where a child or an individual comes in contact with others. This is a developmental view of guidance. In brief, guidance is a continuous function aimed at promoting the holistic development of every individual. In actual practice, lower emphasis in school as well as at home generally has been on the remedial aspect because it is the children in trouble who are likely to receive the most attention from parents and/or teachers. The child who has problems with school subjects, who is truant, who is withdrawn or who is not adjusting with others, etc., gets noticed and receives help. 1.4 Need for guidance. As the goal of education is all-round development of the individual, the aim of guidance is directly related to that of education. Guidance is, therefore, regarded as an integral part of education and not as a special psychological or social service which is peripheral to education. Some hold the view that guidance is not possible without professional training. One can't deny the need for professional service to help the child to solve some of the more intricate personal social problems peculiar to the child. However, one can visualize the role that guidance-oriented teachers and parents can play in nurturing growth and development of children in areas such as academic growth, vocational orientation and personal and social development of the child. Systematically organized, guidance-related activities by parents as well as teachers at the preschool and elementary school stages provide a comprehensive and balanced education to the child. With continuous interaction with children, parents and teachers begin to look at the behavior patterns of individual children. Certain behavior patterns probably receive first notice, such as the very bright, the very dull, the well-dressed child, are the ones with visible physical differences. There could be many more behavior patterns that may emerge. There could be a child who disturbs the class or home environment, is a dreamer, is destructive, hits other children, is a worrier, could do better work, is an outstanding leader, shows interest and ability in science subjects, shows interest and ability in art subjects, shows lot of interest in sports. Some of the children may be acting in a way which may not be fully in conformity with their particular stage of development. Others may be indicative of difficulties which must be resolved if they are to participate effectively in society. All such children, therefore, need guidance, i.e. A. Those who have a problem may require remedial guidance. B. For others, emphasis may be placed on the development of competencies which will make children capable and confident in dealing with their future problems. Factors that have contributed for the need for guidance in school include inadequacy of home and community to meet the needs of the growing child. Many parents and others in the community do not have either time or understanding to deal with various needs of children. Inadequacy of classroom instructions to meet the extra instructional needs of children such as attitude development, habit formation, knowledge of self with respect to abilities, interest, personality, etc., and applying them in different situations for one's betterment, keeping in view the interest of the nation. 1. A teacher with professional guidance is able to take corrective or positive action if children are in trouble or have learned incorrect patterns of behavior. 2. A teacher is in a position to organize the school environment of the child appropriately as she has the child for the full day. 3. A teacher is in a position to identify the potentials of children and plan appropriate activities to develop them. 1.5 Aims of guidance programs at the elementary school stage. Guidance programs at the elementary school stage should have the following aims. 1. Providing assistance in developing self-understanding with respect to strengths and weaknesses in areas such as skills, abilities, interests, etc. 2. Creating favorable conditions and opportunities for effective learning and for the acquisition of the basic skills which are required for satisfactory progress in the school. 3. Identifying and diagnosing children's difficulties in learning the basic educational skills. 4. Identifying children who need special help, e.g., the gifted, the backward, the handicapped, the creative, etc. 5. Helping children to develop attitudes, habits and personality traits, which are the characteristics of a balanced and well-integrated individual. 6. Helping children to know about the world of work and to have favorable attitudes towards work. 7. Orienting children for the life ahead so that the transition may be smooth and easy. 8. Identifying factors which may lead to children leaving school. 9. Organizing activities for facilitating the all-round development of children, and 10. Working together of teachers and parents for better understanding of the needs and problems of children, and to provide a conducive environment for facilitating their development. 1.6 Guidance services in schools. There are several services that are concerned with helping a child to develop into a fully functioning individual. These services taken together constitute a guidance program. Technically, these services are called orientation, pupil inventory, information, counseling, placement, follow-up and evaluation services. Each of these services has a specific function concerning human growth and development. 1.6.1 Orientation service. Many a times non-familiarity of a new situation, like in the case of a child coming from home to school for the first time or from another school having a different set of rules and regulations, etc., may lead to adjustment problems. The orientation service in a school aims at familiarizing children to its history, tradition, purposes, rules. regulations, curricular and extracurricular activities, and also assisting the individuals to adjust to a new situation. The orientation program helps children to bridge the gap from home to school. The purpose of this service is to make children feel at ease in a new school environment. 1.6.2 Pupil Inventory Service. One of the aims of guidance is to help a child to understand him/herself. For this, there is a need to collect information about individuals by various methods and techniques. The information is to be recorded and maintained. Cumulative records, student information blank, anecdotal record, rating scale and self-appraisal devices like autobiography do help in understanding the children better. 1.6.3 Information Service. The purpose of the information service is to help a child to understand and evaluate contingent aspects of his/her environment. The information service helps children to understand options open for education, training and occupation. At the elementary school level, this service aims at developing general awareness about various occupations available in the community and also in brief about the nature of work carried out by each. An attempt is also made to develop work habits and dignity of labor. 1.6.4 The Counseling Service. The concern of the counseling service is with the development of the person. The counseling service in elementary school is to help each individual achieve optimum growth and development as a person capable of self-direction, self-understanding and self-actualization, and also formation of appropriate attitudes and values. The counseling service includes group counseling, which helps children to learn to interact effectively within the group. Through group counseling, children learn to work within a peer group and explore their own problems, feelings, attitudes and values. 1.6.5 Placement Service. This service extends help to children to take up further education or training, after elementary schooling or a job or a different course of study. 1.6.6 Follow-up Service. Here, the assistance is provided to each individual even after he leaves the school. Through this service, continuity is maintained with the individual by continuously providing assistance for self-understanding, for better growth and development. The service also helps guidance workers to know and understand the influence of guidance program on children. 1.6.7 Evaluation Service. Evaluation is a service that enables the teacher, the guidance worker and the whole school staff to assess the outcome of the school guidance program. It is through the evaluation service that accountability is established. This service helps in monitoring the performance of activities of a guidance program to achieve its goals. 1.7 Group Guidance. While many problems require individual attention, numerous others can be handled more effectively by group methods. In matters that are of common interest and concern to the whole class, group guidance can be used. For a complete understanding of a child, it is necessary to observe him/her in a group. Through the use of games, dramatization, etc., wherein the child interacts with others, one can understand her personal and social needs. Developing friendly relations, good manners and attitudes can be done more effectively through group guidance. The cases of jealousy, fighting, cheating, stealing, and truancy can often be handled more successfully by talking about its implications at the later stages of life, and how it affects one's personality and relationship with others. This can be done in a group of 10 to 20 children. 1.8 Techniques of observing children for better understanding of their behavior. Elementary school teachers continuously observe and assess students during the school year. The assessment may be made through observation of behaviors and work habits, through report, through tests, etc. In guidance, different techniques are used for observing and assessing. The observations collected may be in terms of quantitative and/or qualitative characteristics which will help to understand a child and to provide required guidance. The major purpose here is to understand his/her potentialities, strengths and weaknesses in areas such as ability, personality, achievement, aptitudes, interests, etc., so that children could be helped in understanding themselves and making meaningful decisions about their future. Information on these areas could be obtained by either testing or non-testing techniques. 1.8.1 Testing Techniques. The testing techniques generally use psychological and educational tests. Tests of mental ability, aptitude and achievement provide quantitative information. Inventories of interests, study skills, values and attitude provide quantitative and/or qualitative information. Tests of mental ability are used primarily to get an idea of the ability to learn from books and/or teaching, etc. An achievement test assesses children's achievement in broad subject matter areas such as mathematics, language, environmental science, etc. Readiness tests are used to predict how well a child may be expected to profit from future instruction, teaching. Diagnostic tests enable teachers to identify possible causes for low achievements in reading, arithmetic, and language. Aptitude tests assess knowledge, skill, and other characteristics, which predict learning success or vocational competence. They are used to predict achievement or to estimate the extent to which a person will profit from training. These are special tests of mechanical, musical, artistic, or clerical aptitude and multi-factor aptitude test batteries. Interest inventories measure the likes and dislikes of a child about different school subjects, occupations, etc. Personality inventories assess the emotional adjustment, social relationship, and motivational aspects of the child. The above-mentioned assessment techniques provide estimation of children's potentialities. 1.8.2 Non-testing techniques. Observation under natural or contrived situations, anecdotal records, rating scales, and sociometric devices are among the well-known and practically used non-testing techniques by guidance workers in school settings. A. Observation. We observe children in school and outside school. However, we hardly make note of information which can be used to understand and help children. Observation is a systematic technique of assessing behavior of an individual as well as group of individuals. In school, a teacher should observe the children who show a special talent, ability, or interest, show a radical negative change in behavior, have been upset about illness or death in the family, do not participate in activities with their peer group, are freshers and join school in the middle of the academic year, have been ill for a period of time, show persistent pattern of misbehavior. After identifying such children, teachers should study them in detail and try to help them. Observations may be subjective and biased, but can be more objective by A. Rigorously practicing to observe accurately and then comparing notes. B. Deciding in advance what has to be observed. C. Observing one child at a time. D. Observing significant events and recording observation as soon as the observation is over, and A. Spreading observations over a period of time. At home, parents should observe and note down those events which irritate them or their children or make them feel unhappy. They should also observe and note down those events which make their children happy, especially play-related activities and books they read or TV programs they often see. They should analyze these events to examine as to why such events cause irritation or happiness and whether all children react to similar events in the same manner. B. Anecdotal record. It is a record of some significant aspect of conduct, a record of an episode in the life of a child. The consideration in anecdotal reporting is the selection of incidents that may be significant. These may be incidents that are typical of child's behavior and relevant for the teachers or parents for understanding of the child. Anecdotal record should be brief, concise, objective report of an incident exactly as it happened. Anecdotal record should include both positive and negative actions. Every anecdote should include the date, the child's name, and the writer's, observer's, name. A specimen anecdotal report form is given below. Name of the child. Observed by. What observed. When observed. Date. Time. Objective description. Comments. Information obtained through anecdotal records should be reviewed from time to time to get insight into recurring pattern of behavior. This valuable information can then be used for discussing the child's problem with parent or help the child to make social contacts or for helping to overcome the problems. The major limitations of anecdotal reporting are those descriptions imposed by the observer-cum-reporter. The most common of these are the reporting of, feeling about, rather than actual, behavior of the student observed. Overinterpretation or misinterpretations by inexperienced observers are also common. Sample anecdotes. The following anecdotes consisting of reports from 3 different teachers about the same pupil show clearly the need for detailed study of Rohan and the need for helping him to adjust. Teacher 1. Objective description. Rohan was late and told to go to the headmistress' room for permission to get into the class. He did not return. Another child who was late was sent to the headmistress' office for permission, and when he returned he was questioned about Rohan. The second child reported he had not seen him at the headmistress' office. Comment. The next day, it was learned that Rohan had gone home complaining of illness. Teacher 2. Objective description. I asked Rohan to sit near my desk because he went on disturbing the class even after 2 warnings. Comment. Rohan seems not doing any schoolwork and enjoys disturbing others. Teacher 3. Objective description. Rohan complained that Govinda had taken his pen. Govinda denied this. Rohan insisted, telling him to look into his bag. The pen was found there. Govinda immediately handed over the pen to Rohan, saying to me, he himself has put it there. He always tries to put others into trouble. Comment. I had seen Rohan putting his pen into Govinda's bag. He is anxious to get attention of others. C. Rating scale. It is another important measure to evaluate the personality characteristics of children. The rating scale presents a list of descriptive words or phrases which are checked by the raters. The rating scales can be used to obtain personality rating of children as regards their personality characteristics like honesty, cooperativeness, self-reliance, leadership, industriousness, and dependability, etc. Rating scales can be of different types. Few examples are given below. 1. Numerical scales. In this, numbers are used to denote gradation and the meaning of catch number is defined. 2. Descriptive scales. A series of phrases describing various degrees of the characteristics are rated. These phrases are generally arranged in order. Example, industriousness of a child. 1. Indolent, makes little effort. 2. Frequently does not complete the work. 3. Gets the required work done. 4. Steady worker and occasionally does more work. 5. Eager, usually does more work than required. 3. Paired comparison. The rater compares each child with other child on a particular trait and says in terms of equal, better, or worse, e.g., Sita is more honest than Janaki. However, this method becomes difficult if number of children to be compared are more. 4. Graphic rating scale. The degrees are indicated on a continuum with descriptive phrases. Example, leadership. Actively avoids leadership. Prefers not to lead. Accept leadership if forced. Occasionally prefers to lead. Actively seeks out for leader's role. Teachers can make a list of traits and prepare rating scales in any of the formats given above. It provides valuable information. D. Sociometry. It is used to obtain peer ratings. It is a technique which measures the interpersonal preferences among members of a group. In this technique, children are asked to write 1 or 2 names of children of the class with whom they would like to work on an assignment or go for picnic, to sit in the class, etc. The response to each question analyzed to identify. Star the individual who receives the highest number of choices. Populace, members of the group who receive more number of choices. Isolate a member of the group who has not received even a single choice. Neglectee, the individual who receives relatively fewer choices. Clique, a situation in which a number of individuals choose each other, but give relatively few choices to individuals outside their group. For each one of the questions, a teacher can identify a star, popular, isolate, neglectee, etc. Illustration. A teacher asked children of class 5th to write 2 names of children of their class with whom they would prefer to go for picnic. The responses are tabulated as given in the table below for identifying star, popular, isolate and neglectee. For convenience, we have considered 10 names only. From the tabulated data, it may be seen that Sunita has received the maximum number of choices, Mohit the least, and Sudha, Anita and Venita didn't receive a single preferences choice. That means, star, Sunita. Popular, Aprajita. Neglectee, Mohit. Isolate, Sudha, Anita, Venita. From young children, who cannot write, information about choices can be had through whisper test. In this, each child comes to the teacher and whispers the name, S of the persons with whom he would like to work on an assignment or would like to go for picnic or to sit in the class. This information should be recorded so that it can be used for identifying a star, popular, isolate, etc., as explained earlier. Guess Who technique. Another approach for obtaining sociometric data is through Guess Who technique. In this approach, various kinds of desirable and undesirable behaviors are briefly described, and each child is asked to name a child in his, her group who represents a particular kind of behavior. A teacher is expected to provide more attention on isolates in identifying reasons for their status and also providing assistance in improving their status. The sociogram does not explain the motives of underlying choices made, nor does it reveal the values that affect the children interacting. It is simply a starting point for further investigations. A. Autobiography. Autobiography is the memory of one's life written by oneself. It is a device employed to gain information about a person by having him, her write her life story. It usually includes a detailed account of past experiences and emotional reactions. The teacher who plans to use the autobiography as a guidance tool should make careful preparation for its administration. The children should be assured that the contents are confidential and will not be disclosed to anybody. Since you will be dealing with elementary school children, it will be better to give points on which they may write about themselves. Few items are given below as suggestive queries which can be included for eliciting and understanding their good and bad experiences, their difficulties, their frustrations, their likes and dislikes, their ambitions and abilities, etc. Most important things that have happened to me since I have been in school: things I like to do best, things that make me happy, things that make me unhappy, things that I am afraid of, things that I like at home, my happiest experiences, my saddest experiences. The list is not an exhaustive one and many more items can be added depending on the age and class in which children are studying. For each one of the items, 5 to 10 minutes time may be given to children to write their responses. 2 to 3 items may be given at a time. The autobiographical method may also serve as a basis for rapport in interviews concerning mental conflict and adjustment difficulties. The autobiography is not always trustworthy as a statement of fact, although it may contain excellent material for psychological analysis. The teacher will find that autobiographic sketches can be real source of information about the child's problems, attitudes, interests, etc. The other non-testing techniques include interview and case study. The information collected through testing and non-testing techniques has to be recorded in such a way that one can make use whenever required. In a school situation, usually a cumulative record card is used for recording progressive information about individual students. F. Cumulative record. Cumulative record is the accumulation of significant and comprehensive information about an individual child over a period of years. Cumulative record offers additional data about the child. As a guidance tool, in general, the scope of cumulative record includes such data as family background, physical health, history, social and civic competence, academic records, personality characteristics, etc. The teacher has a responsibility not only to use the data available to him, her in record, but also to add information to the record in an organized and comprehensive fashion for the benefit of future users. A format of cumulative record card usually used in schools is given in Annexure 2. A teacher can modify the pro forma to suit the local conditions, school. Even parents can use this format with modification for keeping record of child's progress. 1.9 Organizing Guidance Program. To make the guidance programs effective and beneficial to children, parents and others, it is necessary to organize guidance programs systematically. The following activities may be planned and organized in the school. 1.9.1 Prerequisites for organizing guidance program. Ensuring the availability of adequate system of collecting and recording child's data, including the progress report card, information blank, performer for collecting sociometric data, performer for reporting anecdotal records, etc. Black circle arrangement for obtaining the support of parents and introducing them to the idea of guidance. Black circle briefing the school staff about need and importance of guidance and getting their support. Black circle arranging for budget provision for expenditure to be incurred, if any, for correspondence, payment of honorarium, conveyance to specialists like doctors, psychologists, educationists, etc. 1.9.2 Planning the guidance program. A guidance program will be effective if it is planned on yearly basis. Planning of activities should include Black circle reporting schedule for parents' conference and sending report cards. Black circle schedule for collecting children's data through various non-testing techniques. Black circle definite program for orientation meeting for parents of new entrants. Black circle program for orienting new entrants in all the grades in smaller groups of 5 to 10 is mandatory. Black circle creating a guidance committee consisting of head of the institution, parents and teachers. This group can be drawn from the members of Parent-Teacher Association. Black circle arrangement for parents' visit to school, teachers' visit to home, and utilization of parents as resources. 1.9.3 Implementing the guidance program. 1. Orientation talk. Orientation talk to parents of all the fresh, new students should be organized. The talk should include rules and regulation of the school like timings, uniform, holidays, etc. The talk should be given in small groups. Parents along with their wards may be taken round the school to show headmistress, principal's room, staff room, sports room, library if exists, play field and other important places which parents should be familiar with. Orientation talk to parents about school should include history, tradition, rules, regulation, uniform, fees, examination, evaluation system, promotion policy, facilities available, holidays, etc. Parents should also be briefed about the availability of guidance programs. Talks by experts like doctors, psychologists, educationists, etc. may be arranged for school teachers for promoting better understanding of needs and problems of children and also for arranging remedial programs in the school. 2. Collection of children data through non-testing techniques. School should obtain detailed information about children through the use of information blank, rating scales, autobiography, sociometry, etc. Black circle information blank may be used in the beginning of school or at the time of admission. Since children are so small, it is advisable that teachers may talk to children and parents and then fill up the information blank. The information blank should be given to all children who are taking fresh admission to school, whether the admission is to 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th or 5th standard. Black circle collecting information through autobiographies can be done in the 3rd, 4th and 5th standards, the stage in which they will be able to write few words or sentences. One can obtain the help of other teachers in rating children on different personality traits, using rating scale. Only such teachers who have sufficient knowledge about children should be involved. Data on rating scales can be obtained any time during or at the end of the academic year. Sociometric test may be used in the middle of the academic year, by which time children might have had sufficient time and opportunities to interact with each other. There cannot be any time schedule for collecting anecdotal reports. This may be done as and when teachers make some significant observations. 3. Filling cumulative record card, CR. As and when data is obtained, the same should be recorded in the cumulative record card. Data regarding achievement, rating on personality traits, attendance, etc. may be recorded at the end of the year. As far as filling CR, it is desirable that one teacher should be responsible for one section of the class. If the class has more than one section, however, she may collect information from teacher on different aspects. Judgments, classification of children in certain personality category on the basis of supposedly standardized tests can prove harmful. Labeling children in this or that category on the basis of tests or inadequate observation should be avoided. 4. Group guidance activities. Talks to small groups of children of 4th and 5th grades on given topics such as how to inculcate reading habits, simple techniques of memorizing and concentration. Children can also be informed about the ways of improving writing habits. These small group talks should be followed by individual help. These activities should be carried cut at least twice a year, once in the beginning and another after mid-term examination. Parents may also be involved for supplementing assistance. Some of the possible ways are: Conference with teachers. Guidance-oriented head teacher should discuss and familiarize teachers with respect to different needs and problems of children. They may be familiarized with various non-testing techniques like sociometric devices, autobiography, anecdotal records, etc., for collecting valuable information about children. Other professionals like psychologists, people from medical professions, educationists and even experienced teachers may be invited to discuss issues relating to children. Conference with parents. Discussion should be arranged with parents under the banner of Parent-Teacher Association if it exists in school. Class-wise meeting may be arranged so that the issue to be discussed can be more specific to that particular class. Only issues of common interest to parents, such as how parents could help their child with respect to school subjects, problems relating to attendance, homework, etc., may be discussed. Class-wise meetings should lead to individual discussion with parents regarding their children's specific problems as well as their achievements. For this, particular days in a year may be fixed. 1.10 Mobilizing resources for guidance program. Guidance, to be effective, must be a cooperative effort in which various persons from within the school and outside should be involved. The success of the program depends on the ability of the guidance worker to mobilize the services of others. School resources. Principal, headmistress can provide a suitable administrative environment and also obtain support from the local community. Teachers with their daily contacts with school children can provide initial information regarding child's attitude, interest, ability, fear, aspiration, etc. Teachers' assistance is required in administering, scoring and interpreting the child's data collected through non-testing techniques and in maintaining cumulative record card. Community resource. Community agencies such as primary health centers, hospitals, professional groups like doctors, psychologists and educationists, social service agencies like Lions and Rotary clubs, and big industrial houses are valuable resources. They can offer valuable assistance to meet the needs of the school for the successful implementation of the guidance program. Some of them can provide financial assistance and some can spend their valuable time with teachers and children in discussing their problems, assistance in probable remedial measures. Even parents can be involved in these activities. In order to make use of community resources effectively and to save time and energy in locating them, it is advisable to maintain the list and nature of assistance that can be availed of from such agencies. 1.11 Let us sum up. We have discussed in brief the meaning of guidance, need for guidance and aims of organizing guidance programs in elementary schools. We have also discussed different services such as orientation, inventory, information, counseling, placement and evaluation. While discussing different techniques of collecting information, we have tried to emphasize the use of non-testing techniques like observation, anecdotal record, autobiography, sociometric devices for collecting information for understanding the needs and problems of growing children. We have also talked about the guidance programs which can be implemented in schools. Formats of students' information blank and cumulative record are given in Annexes 1 and 2, which you can make use of, with modifications, if necessary. Thank you. Subscribe to our channel for more updates, and we will see you with the next chapter.